Hello, I'm Bernard Hickey from interest.co.nz and welcome to an economic weather report. Today we've got fresh migration data in, and frankly it's a disaster, and it has been for some time. Migration to Australia accelerated in May. If you thought it could get any worse, it has. 44,114 New Zealanders left from New Zealand to Australia in the year to April. That's up from 37,000 or so the previous year. In fact, in the month of April, 4,171 people left to live in Australia. That's an average of 139 people every day. And you can fit 136 people into a Boeing 737. So a plane load a day of New Zealanders are leaving to live in Australia. Net migration, so accounting for some people who come back, and they're mostly New Zealanders returning, that was just over 30,000 in the year to April, and that's up from 24,000 the previous year. It's just below a record high in 2001, March 2001, of just over 31,000. So we're nearly at record highs. And over the last 8 years, and you can see here from this chart how the trend is going. Over the last 8 years, a net 201,843 New Zealanders have left to permanently live in Australia. That is a city the size of Greater Hamilton, and that includes Te Awamutu and Cambridge. Or if you're looking at little towns, that's the equivalent of Taupo, Whakatane, Hawera, Fielding, Levin, Masterton, Blenheim, Greymouth, Ashburton, Timaru and Oamaru, but not Gore. All those people just upping and leaving to live in Australia. If those people had stayed, they'd now be producing GDP every year of $6.6 billion. If that's not a disaster, I don't know what is. Now, all this means that net migration, that includes people coming from Asia and from Britain, is slowing to a trickle. In fact, in April, a net 1,268 people left. In the year to April, net migration is 4,666. So some people are coming in. The net number is a positive, but it's down from over 40,000 in the peak years of 2002, 3 and 4. So what does this all mean? We do get economic stimulus from migration or immigration, and that has been quite strong in the last 6 years, but it's drying up now. And it's also drying up demand for housing, particularly in Auckland, where many of the Asian and British migrants come to. And you can see here from this chart here, median house prices. They follow very closely, actually, what happens with migration stats. Now, all this means that pressure for interest rate cuts in New Zealand is growing. Most people are saying September is when the Reserve Bank will be able to move the official cash rate. They're starting to think maybe a little bit earlier in June. Overall, bad news then, not just for the monthly stats and for interest rates overall, but it's bad news for New Zealand's economy. I'm Bernard Hickey. That was the Economic Weather Report for interest.co.nz.